Although our first panelist has stayed in the spotlight, doing everything from hosting her own cooking show to competing on Dancing with the Stars to writing a very saucy memoir. Yeah, I'm not sure I need to say anything else other than Carol freaking Brady's in the house.
Hey, Roy.
Florence, Henderson. Show business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, how good was she in that video? Florence.
Not the anal sex one.
No, right, yeah, good point. Now, our second panelist is a performance artist, comedian, and writer whose shows have included Wong Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and her latest, The Wong Street Journal. Please welcome, yes, Krisitina Wong. Now, there were a lot of compelling issues grabbing the interest of HuffPost readers this week, including the dust-up over the writers group Pen deciding to honor the staff of Charlie Hebdo with its Freedom of Expression Courage Award. This decision, some of its members objected to because they didn't want to honor the paper's, quote, cultural intolerance towards Muslims, which then led Salman Rushdie to call those boycotting the event pussies. Now, Krisitina.
Really? Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Satanic verses and all, you know?
Yeah, hello.
Yes. So, Krisitina, as a member of the majority, women, is there a group that you won't go after in your comedy? Is there sort of like a comedic rules of engagement?
I definitely feel like there are groups that are already facing oppression that don't need me to make the butt of the joke their oppression. I go after that. Like I think the big challenge for me as a comedian is to figure out how to punch up and not down.
Oh, that's good.
So, but do you think that yeah. But do you think you can't go make comments on Muslims because they're not in the majority?
I think the issue with this particular situation is the critique seems to be it's supposed to critique extremists, but the thing is in this country or most Western countries, Muslims are so misunderstood and so visibly the other that when you're attacking extremism, it seems like everybody is just draped as the other.
Now, Florence, have you ever gotten a script where you thought, oh, this goes over the line either, you know, politically or morally or ethically, and what did you do about that?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head if I did. I don't get offered a lot of things. You know, I will do almost anything for a laugh.
As you showed,
you know.
yeah. Proven.
I do. I love to make people laugh. I'm kind of raunchy and naughty.
And we love that about you.
Yes. But I do have respect for all religions. And I think we have to be very, very careful, you know, because people, and now today, my goodness, you can't say anything about anybody. You know, my friend Whoopi Goldberg on The View, she calls the Pope Franny, you know. Well, a lot of people might be offended by that, but I think the Pope has a sense of humor. I hope so.
Yeah. Now, then we had the other side of the free speech spectrum, what happened down in Texas, right, where the two gunmen opened fire outside a cartoon contest centering on drawings of the Prophet Muhammad, organized by the virulently anti-Muslim hate-monger Pamela Geller. Now, what I think is interesting, look at her. This is the ads that she wanted to put on buses in New York. It says, killing Jews is worship that draws us close to Allah. That's his jihad, what's yours? So obviously it's kind of like a black ops operation. She's going the opposite way to make people think that this is how Muslims are thinking. But here's the interesting thing. On the one hand, I'm not saying that they're the same, but we're giving awards to provocateurs who are pushing the edge. At the same time, though, I don't see anybody wearing like a Je suis Pamela. You know, sweatshirt. So how do we choose who's the award-worthy and who's the one we disdain?
Well, in reference to her, I think someone like that has to really take responsibility for what they're saying. And I don't think she has, you know, and I think she caused some serious things to happen. So I think you have to be very careful and be very responsible. I mean, like, you get by with murder, but...
Me personally?
But it's funny.
Thank you.
And it's...
God bless you, Florence.
No, I mean, if you're gonna do something, like that. You better be smart, you better be clever, and you better be able to make people laugh and not get angry.
You know, because some people have said that what she did was the equivalent of yelling fire in a crowded theater, right?
Exactly.
It was inviting violence. She got the violence she wanted, and it sort of played into her own narrative.
Yeah, I never heard of her before this.
That's because you live in L.A. If you lived in New York, she's stirring the pot there quite a bit.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, see, I don't listen to people like that.
Yeah.
I don't like...
Let's take a look at another story that was talked about this week. There was a big heated discussion online about whether the Avengers sequel was anti-feminist because it portrayed Black Widow as unhappy because she couldn't have children. So they said that Joss Whedon, who has created some great female characters, right? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, among many others.
Right.
Suddenly he was, anti-feminist, and they were out marching on Twitter, and he ended up actually leaving Twitter.
Yeah.
Now, do you think we should just think this is a popcorn movie, or is it actually these kind of popular cultures, or a way that maybe we can actually have a conversation about serious issues?
Well, I didn't see Avengers. I have seen Showgirls like 675 times. And I will say that, but I think the problem is that there are not enough women superheroes, right? And so when you've only got one in a sea of male superheroes, that everything that this female superhero does will either bring all women down or bring all women up. And so it's just more a matter of having more women-centered.
Yeah, but I mean, heroes cry. Don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, and Scarlett Johansson, I mean, she is so beautiful. Why is that anti-feminine if she cries because she can't have a child? A lot of women feel that way. I don't think that has anything to do with feminism. Krisitina?
Yeah. Now, Florence, when you were doing the Brady Bunch,
right.
It was right at the nascent moment of the women's movement was, starting up. Did you get any grief ever because Carol, who worked her ass off at home, but didn't work outside the home?
Well, you know what? I used to beg because I've been working since I was 8 years old. And, a lot of it not fun jobs, but I did it from the time I was 8. I begged for a job because I've been a working mother. I have 4 children. No, you can't. Alice is taking care of things. I go, oh, well, then give me a job. So when we started having all the reunions, I said, I will not come back unless you give me a job. So you know what they made me? Screw them. A real estate agent.
Carol.
I know.
Carol.
I know.
But you did say you did choose to work. And was that because just that was your work ethic, or you needed the money, or
no. You mean
you in real life? I'm saying, Florence, you made the same decision after you had children. You didn't stop working. Oh,
I was working way before my children, and I was on Broadway. I worked through 4 pregnancies. As a matter of fact, do you remember? Well, of course, you remember Jack Parr.
Of course.
And
I was trying to do a little Jack there when I was remembering the Huffington Post.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little in my own head. I was just thinking, not as good, but,
the great Jackie, the one that was used the great comic, Jackie.
What is Jackie? Yes. Yeah, Jackie Leonard.
Jackie Leonard. God bless you,
Thank you,
Jackie,
God bless you.
Forgive me. But I was
You're all too young, Jackie Leonard. For some reason, Jews, they would do this when they told the joke, and it was signifying that the punchline was being delivered.
Right.
The punchline was being delivered.
Well, I was on Jack Parr, Johnny Carson, and I was 8 months pregnant. And so I always pace before I perform. I just have to keep moving. And I'm, pacing up and down outside the green room, and Jackie Leonard said, come on in, Florence. Come on in, sit down. I said, oh, no, Jackie, I really can't. I'm going over lyrics and everything. He said, come on in, sit down. No, Jackie, thank you. And finally he said, come on in here and sit down. What's the matter? You afraid you'll wrinkle the kid?
Nice. Very nice. Now, speaking of the Avengers, right, good, signal. Speaking of the Avengers,
yes.
there was also this little, again on the internet, little dust up over this sound by Jeremy Renner went on Conan, and this is what he had to say.
Yeah, so when I was asked the questions, Black Widow's been linked to Hawkeye, Iron Man, Bruce Banner, and Captain America. So what do you think about that? I'm like, well, I said, it sounds like she's a slut. Now, mind you, we are talking about a fictional character and fictional behavior, but, Conan, if you slept with 4 of the 6 Avengers, no matter how much fun you had, you'd be a slut.
So we're still using the word slut, and we're still actually having numbers? 4 out of 6.
Hey, you know what I say? Good for her.
Yeah. Now, let me.
Oh, Florence.
I mean, I think the Hulk actually should count as 3 because, you know. I'm just saying.
So it's a little bestial.
Now, let me ask you this, Florence. You have 2 sons and 2 daughters.
Yes.
Did you have different numbers that you would think before that would be okay for them in terms of number of partners that they would have? Did you, for the guys, was it, hey, great, and for the girls it was not good?
No, never, never. I just tried to teach my children, you know, respect, responsibility. There were a couple of girlfriends, you know, that I was a little nervous about, like, maybe not. I tried to keep my mouth shut most of the time. And you try to give good advice to your kids. You just don't know, you know, what they're going to do. But thank God mine turned out. They're all fabulous individuals.
That's good to hear.
Great adults.
I mean, you wouldn't think anything else from Florence Henderson or Carol Brady's kids. Now, there was actually a new study about millennials and their sexual habits. And it was interesting. It said that they're starting and having premarital sex. You know, they're more happy with it. They're fine with it. They don't have any inhibitions about it. But they're going to have less partners over the course of their lifetime. I think they said 8 was the idea that millennials would have, whereas the baby boomers, it was around 11 partners over the course of their lifetime. Florence is going, oh, geez, 11.
Yeah.
Is that before marriage or during marriage?
The whole time, their whole lifetime.
During.
Yeah.
Florence, there's so much.
Yeah.
I must read this book.
Kristina, now, what do you think of that? I would have thought that this generation, I mean, I have a 20-year-old, you know, and I won't even talk about the 15-year-old. I have a 20-year-old, and, you know, they talk about the hookup, right? The hookup generation and all this stuff with these dating apps.
Yeah.
I would think the number would be a lot higher.
This stat was shocking to me. I was like, they definitely didn't survey my parents or any of their friends or anyone from my family, because I was born out of immaculate conception.
Yeah.
That's how all Chinese people came into the world.
Yeah.
It was really shocking, yeah, because when I look, I feel like when I watch TV now, it is pornography, or like when I just watch millennial TV, I like get pregnant just watching what I'm seeing. So I'm not quite convinced.
You're not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Now, Florence, in your book here, I don't want to just say chapter 8.
Be kind.
Chapter 8.
I don't remember what I wrote.
Don't remember it. You said that when you got married, you were a virgin.
I was.
And I think the title of the chapter was Yes, I Was a Virgin. So the question is, was that because you grew up with such a serious Catholic upbringing, or was it just the times, or what was the thinking there?
No, I think it was because the thought of having to go to confession on Saturday to Father Brown, who knew me. I never slept with Father Brown, but Father Brown knew me. And I thought, you know, how can I go and tell something like that, you know, to him? I don't want anybody to know that. And so I think when you're raised in a way that you just don't do that, you know, it's a sin and blah, blah, blah. I wish I had known better. Because, yeah, I do, for a lot of reasons.
Well, it's interesting because another story that kind of caught my attention this week was there was this outbreak at a school in Texas of chlamydia.
Oh,
Did you see this?
Clap.
Yeah, here, holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy clap.
Holy clap.
Holy clap. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
I gotta tell you.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, a clap. I gotta tell you.
I'll tell you right now. I got the clap.
Yeah. Venereal. Damn near killed him. I don't know what that means. But so here they weren't teaching sex ed. And it was abstinence only. And it made me think, well, you know, don't you think it would be better to have safe, knowledgeable, informed sex than to allow this kind of STD thing here?
Absolutely. Totally. Don't you think, Kristina? I do. I mean, and a lot of young kids today, I mean, I hear this, that, you know, they think oral sex is okay, that that's not really having sex. Are you kidding me? I mean, you did that whole film.
I did.
Yeah.
Which Florence watched like this the whole, your face
I was
great.
like, oh my God.
So much fun.
Ow.
Now, Florence, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but once again, I voraciously read this book.
I bet.
And I did.
Oh, you did.
She winked and kind of gave me that bullshit look. But you actually say in here that you had a little bit of a minor run-in with a little STD yourself.
I did.
And from a famous person.
I did.
Could you tell us the story a little bit?
Why, thank you for bringing this up, Roy.
You said you like saucy.
Well, I did, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's something that happened, and it's in the book that I was good friends with John Lindsay, and he was out here, and he was the former mayor
of New York.
And we had a little fling one night, and the next morning I woke up and I had these creatures. And I had no idea. I was like, what the heck? I heard my brothers talk about that. You know, they were in the service, and they would talk about No, I did that. That was all I knew. And I called my doctor, my darling Dr. Georgie. I said, I don't know what. She says, you've got crabs. It scared the heck out of me. That's the only time I ever had.
For those of you who are too young, this was Mayor John Lindsay. Now,
I'm getting itchy just looking at his picture.
on the one hand, you know, horrible story, right? You said that it drank a little bit, and it was the same. But he's a good-looking guy.
He was a lovely
So on
man.
par, not worth it.
Well, no. He sent me flowers the next day and apologized, and of course I never really saw him again.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Last question. We got to go, but before I go, I have to ask you one question that's troubled me my whole life.
He's really.
Yeah. No. Please help me. Carol Brady.
Yes, Roy.
Was she divorced or widowed before she got together with Mike? You can't find the answer anywhere.
I killed my husband.
Reveal here.
I was the original Black Widow. No, nobody ever said, but I always say I just got rid of him.
Because, you know, it seemed like kind of convenient they were both available at the same time.
I know, at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original Black Widow, everybody. Please join me in congratulating them.
Great audience.
Thank you guys for coming. Don't miss Florence Henderson performing tomorrow night at the AP LA stage event. She's going to sing, and I hear it's a little bit risque and fantastic. And you can also check her out, her moves on a Dancing with the Stars cruise this June.
Yes.
Yes. And make sure to check out Kristina's show, The Wong Street Journal,
I love that.
which premieres June 17th in San Francisco. Hey, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click here for more videos.
And make sure to catch new episodes Friday at 9 p.m. on HuffingtonPost.com.